Our lead story tonight, well, this was a first for Uttar Pradesh and perhaps for political campaigns as well. The Prime Minister arrived to launch the new Puvanchal Expressway in Uttar Pradesh. He arrived on an Indian Air Force jet. After that, he addressed a political rally. There was also an Indian Air Force air show. The 340-kilometer Puvanchal Expressway, built at a cost of 22,500 crores. The BJP says this is completed within Yogi Adityanath's 5 years. The Prime Minister landed on the Air Force's Super Hercules. A Mirage 2000 also landed on 3.2 km emergency airstrip on the expressway. And then, of course, a grand flypast with the Sukhoi and Jaguar jets, part of the air display.
यह तीन रंग देश की आन बान शान के प्रतीक हमें तिरंगे झंडे की याद दिलाते हैं। रेडियो सज्जनों, ये था मिराज 2000।
Indian Air Force fighter jets touching down on the Puvanchal Expressway. Minutes after Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the 341-kilometer long road, the showpiece project of the Adityanath government, months before Uttar Pradesh's crucial state election. The expressway connects state capital Lucknow to Ghazipur in eastern UP. The Bihar border is 20 kilometers away. The expressway cost 22,500 crore rupees and took 3 years to build.
Thousands of people gathered near the rally ground to watch this air show that was put up by jets of the Indian Air Force. This, of course, was after the Prime Minister gave a 30 to 40-minute speech here in Uttar Pradesh's Sultanpur.
Even though this was a government event organized by the agency which built the highway, crowds had been brought in for a political style rally, with the Prime Minister blasting the opposition.
यहाँ सड़कों पर राह नहीं होती थी, राह जनी होती थी। पूरब के लोगों के लिए लखनऊ पहुंचना भी महाभारत जीतने जैसा होता था।
The political attack was preceded by Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav tweeting this photograph, claiming the foundation stone for the project was laid in 2016 when he was chief minister, and that the project was designed during his government's rule. The UP BJP had tweeted back this jibe, asking Akhilesh why he hadn't taken credit even for the Ram temple construction.
आज तक भी समाजवादी पार्टी के बनाए हुए कामों का ही उद्घाटन हो रहा है। तमाम काम मुख्यमंत्री जी वही कर रहे हैं जिनका शिलान्यास काम शुरुआत समाजवादी सरकार में हुआ था।
जो अपने समय में असफल रहे, वो योगी जी की सफलता भी नहीं देख पा रहे हैं।
A bigger controversy. Why was public money spent on a quasi-political event? Hundreds of UP government buses brought crowds to the function. Those who travelled on the buses say village pradhans urged them to attend the event.
One point of contention between the government and opposition parties is the use of government buses to ferry people. I am standing on the roof of a UP SRTC bus, which is a government bus here, to show you these shots of a sea of buses here who are ferrying people to the rally. 95% of these buses are UP government buses. For instance, this bus that Rajesh will just pan and show you to this side perhaps, or this one here. They are all UP government buses. आप लोग इसी बसों में बैठ के आए हैं?
हाँ, बसों में बैठ के आए हैं।
कोई प्रचार हुआ था आपके गांव में कि आपको आना है या?
हाँ, ब्लॉक जरिए प्लस प्रधान के जरिए हमें सूचना मिली थी।
हम आशा बहू हैं।
अच्छा, आशा बहू
जी।
तो आप इन लोग को लेके आई हैं?
नहीं, हम लेकर नहीं आए, हम
अकेले आए?
साथ नहीं, ये लोग साथ में हैं, लेकिन हमको कोई सूचना नहीं थी,
हाँ।
इसलिए प्रधान भी द्वारा नहीं था। हम अपने आप आए।
The mass recruitment of government buses for the rally meant hardly any were available to commuters in government bus stations in nearby towns like Varanasi and Ayodhya.
मैं इलाहाबाद जाना है मुझे और मैं सुबह 7:30 बजे से खड़ा हूँ, 9:30 बज चुका है, लेकिन अभी तक जो है कोई बस नहीं यहाँ रोडवेज पे है न कहीं से आ रही है।
यहाँ पर कोई गाड़ी नहीं है, सुबह से खड़े हैं और हमको बनारस जाना है।
Controversy apart, the expressway is expected to improve connectivity vastly to the state's underdeveloped eastern region. With Ashok and camera person Rajesh Gupta, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
So a grand spectacle there as the new expressway is formally inaugurated today. Meanwhile, an emergency committee met today consisting of representatives of the centre, the Delhi government, the Punjab government. They will give their report to the Supreme Court tomorrow. But it's not just Delhi. Now, parts of South Mumbai are as bad in air pollution as parts of Delhi. Just look at these details from Kolaba, where the air quality was 363. In Delhi, it was 365, so it's almost the same. Delhi, of course, has gone up in various parts of severe. And Mumbai's air quality, despite the fact that, of course, it's on the sea, is poor. So you can just imagine how much pollution there is in Mumbai as well, in parts of Mumbai, comparative now to parts of Delhi. And as air pollution levels are high, not just in North India, but across India this winter, this November, in Punjab and Haryana, there are record farm fires. In fact, it's at a 5-year high. The centre said that stubble burning doesn't contribute much to air pollution. And as farmers told NDTV, they have no choice but to burn their stubble. They've been given no compensation and don't have the money to leave it because they need to sow the fresh crop.
There have been more stubble burning incidents in Punjab than in the last 5 years, according to an estimate by a NASA scientist. On the ground, a marginal farmer, Gurmail Singh in Moga district, is one of them and explains why there are more fires.
ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਪਰਾਲੀ ਤੇ ਆਉਂ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਿੱਕੇ ਜ਼ਿਮੀਂਦਾਰ
ਕਿੰਨੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ
ਪਰਾਲੀ 2 ਏਕੜ ਆ ਪਰਾਲੀ ਜਲਣਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਜਬੂਰੀ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿ ਨਾ ਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਡੀਜ਼ਲ ਦਾ ਖਰਚਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਪੂਰਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਹਜੇ ਕੰਮ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਰਾਲੀ ਬਾਲਣ ਨੂੰ ਮਜਬੂਰ ਆ
1 एकड़ जमीन को चावल काटना होता है,
हाँ जी,
की कटाई होती है, तो 1 एकड़ में ट्रैक्टर का कितना तेल लगता है?
20 लीटर तेल लगता।
और अगर इसी 1 एकड़ में पराली साफ करना हो ट्रैक्टर या मशीन लगा के तो कितना तेल लगता है?
20 लीटर फिर लगेगा, 40 हो गया।
The main reason remains the hurry to clear the stubble for the sowing of the next crop. But higher costs of diesel and the fertilizer shortage in some parts means it's become harder to pay the 5,000 rupees or so that Gurmail Singh would need for the machines. That's a lot from his expected earning of about 62,000. So, burning is economical. Another farmer, Harvinder Singh, explains why the government subsidized machines are not enough.
ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਹਫਤਾ ਜੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੀਆਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਹਫਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੰਘ ਜੂਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਾਹਨ ਫੇਰ ਸੁੱਕ ਜੂ ਉਸ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਦਈਏ ਕਿ ਆਸ਼ਾ ਟਰੈਕਟਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਖਿੱਚ ਲੂਗਾ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਖਿੱਚ ਲੂਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਿੱਚ ਸਕਦਾ
Both the centre and the state say that the number of machines has increased this year. And at a time when the politicians in power, regardless of party, should have devised a bipartisan solution, they are blaming each other.
देखिए जब दिल्ली में इलेक्शन थी तो इन्होंने ये कहना शुरू किया था कि ये पोल्यूशन जो है और उन्होंने वहाँ बड़ा मुद्दा भी बनाया था उस समय इलेक्शन में मुझे याद है कोई भी ऐसा पोल्यूशन पंजाब में दिखाई नहीं दे रहा
Across Punjab the farmers have just one response. It is our compulsion, that's why we are burning the paddy residue, and they urge the government to incentivize this paddy residue or give cash in their hands so that they can hire laborers to clear this field. With Tanmo in Moga, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.
The reality of what farmers are going through there. Meanwhile, in other news, Lalit Goyal, the managing director of the real estate group IREO, has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate today. He's been arrested in a case related to the alleged siphoning off of home buyers' monies with FIRs filed by both the Delhi and Haryana police. The investigators say the allegations of money laundering involve over 2,600 crores. He was detained in the early hours of Thursday last week at the Delhi airport when he's about to take a flight out of the country. Well, the other big headline, no non-vegetarian stalls near schools and colleges in Ahmedabad. In fact, the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation is the latest city corporation in Gujarat to prohibit stalls selling non-vegetarian items. The Chief Minister says this is about civic and hygiene issues. It has nothing to do with controlling what food people eat, but as reactions are pouring in against what is, they say, is a bizarre and divisive order.
टाउन प्लानिंग कमेटी के अंदर एक निर्णय किया गया कि जो जनमार्ग है वहां से ये लारी हटाई जाएगी। बाद में धार्मिक प्लेस है, स्कूल है, कॉलेजेस है, हॉल है, उसके आसपास भी 100 मीटर के दायरे में भी एक स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का ठहराव था। वो ठहराव 100 मीटर के अंदर नहीं रह सकते।
A bizarre decision by the Town Planning Committee of the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, which is likely to be challenged in court. Well-known lawyer Percy Kavina says there's no official notification yet, but it must be opposed strongly.
Ostensibly they say, oh, we'll go after all laris. Everything illegal will be stopped. But they are aiming it at the people who sell non-veg. I think it's a terrible step. It divides people and it feeds into certain people's sense of entitlement.
The controversial decision comes after demands citing Gujarat's identity and tradition, with the corporation's Revenue Committee Chairman Janik Vakil seeking a ban on selling non-vegetarian food items on the streets. Similar decisions have also been adopted in major cities like Vadodara and Rajkot. Stall owners who are running businesses for years are shocked and fear losing their livelihood.
ये तो मतलब हमारा तो ये सैंडविच का है लारी, वो भी मतलब कुछ बताया नहीं और भर दिया सीधा.
The Chief Minister says it's not a question of vegetarian and non-vegetarian, but claims it is to remove obstructions to traffic.
हमारे तो कोई वेज खाए कोई नॉन वेज खाए एनाથી हमारा प्रश्न ना हो है ना क्या ट्रैफिक ना अड़चन रूप हो एवी क्या लारी हटावવાની થતી હોય તો ये.
While the issue has snowballed, the Congress has also opposed the move. Industry experts and prominent citizens say it simply doesn't make sense.
If in the public domain the state is deciding what a citizen can buy or not buy or eat and not eat on the main road, I think then it's problematic.
गुजरात में करोड़ों की ड्रग्स बरामद हो रही है, लेकिन वर्तमान बीजेपी की सरकार है उसको ड्रग्स नजर में नहीं आ रही है. उसको को तो अंडे और जो नॉनवेज की लारी है, गरीब लोगों के लिए ये जो फूड है वो इजीली अवेलेबल हो रहा है, उसको हैरान परेशान किया जा रहा है और टारगेट करके किया जा रहा है.
The last has not been heard on this very controversial and selective move. In Mumbai, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
And why exactly is it being banned near schools and colleges? The move really makes no sense at all. Meanwhile, the other big headline, India's biggest IT company, TCS, is now proposing a 25-25 model. That is that they will have only 25% of their workforce in offices by 2025. However, employees have to return to work now in December.
A fresh work model is in sight, at least for tech professionals. India's largest IT firm, TCS, has called its workers back to their deployed office locations in a flexible and phased manner, beginning December. Another, Tech Mahindra, is allowing employees to choose their work location only till December as of now. But after this return, TCS is already working towards a hybrid model, what it calls the 25-25 model. This means that by 2025, only 25% of its workforce will be in office. The rest, 3 out of 4, will be work from home. A spokesperson says hybrid models of work are here to stay. This Hyderabad couple agrees.
Work from home is a thing that's going to continue for a long while. It's economical for all. It's convenient for the employee. Flexibility is there. Travel time, we save on travel time. Related costs also. Health is good. We are with the family also. We work and saves a lot for the company, as I said earlier.
Hybrid model is definitely far more welcoming. It's a more welcoming thought than having to continue for work from home for, forever, for eternity. I mean, I don't think that's really good for the mental health. Also, hybrid, yes, definitely, that's the way to go.
As per the latest return to workplace survey by IT industry body NASSCOM, both employees and employers are equally interested in returning to work in a hybrid setup, and around 50% of the workforce is likely to return to office for up to 3 days a week starting next year. With Uma Sudhir, Sakshi Bajaj for NDTV.
Well, IT offices can afford to have a hybrid model, but for students, it's back to school and classrooms for board exams. So today, a big day for CBSE students and parents across the country as the first season of in-person exams began today.
19-year-old Vinyam Sharma can't contain her excitement at having completed her first in-person 12th standard board exam in beauty and wellness. A differently able student, the past 2 years of online classes amid the pandemic have been difficult.
मुझे अच्छा लगा जब मेरी पढ़ाई अच्छी हुई, लेकिन मेरे को बहुत जगह कर थी। मैं ऑनलाइन में प्रॉब्लम होती थी मुझे।
जब आप एक रूल रेगुलेशन कोविड का बना चुके हैं तो उस चीज़ को मेंटेन करते हुए अगर ऑफलाइन क्लासेस ले रहे हैं या एग्जामिनेशन ले रहे हैं तो मेरे अनुसार से तो बेटर है। हर एक की अपनी अपनी ओपिनियन है, मेरा अपना ओपिनियन ये है, लेकिन हो सकता है किसी और को जिनके पास सारी फैसिलिटीज हो वो ऐसा ना चाहते हो कि ऑनलाइन ही क्लासेस हो।
Many students found the new board exam format to be easy.
काफी अच्छा है, हमें थोड़ा इजी लगा देने में क्योंकि ये MCQs टाइप में है। मेरे को ये वाला इजी लगा, दूसरा वाला थोड़ा मुश्किल लगेगा।
Class 12 students kicked off the first in-person exam season today. In Delhi, this was amid a surge in dengue cases, the pollution emergency and the waning pandemic. Many students say they prefer offline examinations.
नहीं मैम, हमें क्यों डर लगेगा? हमें तो हम तो सेफ्टी अपनी तरफ सेफ्टी से आएंगे ना, मास्क लगा के आएंगे, सैनिटाइजर। ऑनलाइन तो ऐसे बच्चे ज़्यादातर फ़ोन भी दूसरे को यूज कर सकते हैं जैसे समय, और हमें अच्छा लगता है हम मतलब ऑफलाइन रहेंगे।
अपनी मेहनत से पेपर देते हैं तो हमें अच्छा लग ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है, मेहनत वो मिलता है, फल मिलता है, ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है।
But many others are opposed to the offline format. Eknoor, a 12th standard student at Strawberry Field School in Chandigarh, has started an online petition to allow hybrid testing. She has gathered over 1 lakh signatures.
Due to COVID, I want the upcoming board exams to be taken in hybrid mode.
With Azam Siddiqui, Meher Pandey for NDTV.